They're doing everything they can to put us in a position to have success, and that's all we can ask for. And for them, they, when we went to camp early and last year, and they saw how seriously we took it. I think they wanted to reward us, and they certainly have with some of the pieces they made throughout last year, trading for Z and Lindy and different guys, and re-signing these guys. It's huge. It is surreal and probably hasn't sunk in yet, and it was a great season for me and for our team, and we took a lot of steps forward individually and also as a group, so really proud of the year. Kind of got to put it behind me after tonight, but yeah, really proud, obviously.
How much credit do you give Phil?
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to mention him in my speech, but then, Petey would be mad and Millsy would be mad, and it's hard to mention the whole team, but Phil was obviously a big catalyst, and I was explaining it downstairs that, he's so skilled and is smart in the relationship we have. He got me 3 or 4 more pucks a game, which allowed me to, have 3 or 4 more opportunities to make a play, and vice versa from me to him. And we just worked smoothly, really well together, and off the ice as well. We were good friends.
That C on your chest in a Canadian market, how much growth is there with on and off the ice?
Yeah, honestly, I can't talk enough about the growth that I've had within the last 18 months. I mean, I just think that losing is really hard, and it wasn't an easy couple years in Vancouver, and seeing all these other teams have so much success, it's tough, and I think that it, forced me and a bunch of the guys on the team to kind of, reevaluate what we want to do and, what kind of team and organization we want to be, and I think we did a great job at that this year, and now we got to continue to take another step because I feel that we can contend in the next couple of years.
Jim and Patrick have been busy today bringing your teammates back. How exciting to have all those guys back in the locker room?
Yeah, those guys are, catalysts and great players, and we need them. And I think a big part of our success this year was our depth. And, Jim and Patrick have a lot of trust in those guys, and they've done a great job since they've come in. So they're gonna, we're gonna be a better team next year than we were this year.
You obviously are at the top of the league now, winning your first Norris, first next defenseman. How can you get to another level past this now you've already won Norris?
It's a really good question. I think consistency, being able to, you're not going to win a Norris every year, but there's so many good defensemen in the league, it's too hard. But if I can be up there and have a year like I did this year, next year, I think that would be a big thing, consistency, which I think I have. And then also probably driving it in the playoffs a little bit more. And I liked my game in the playoffs, but I think that there's room to grow there for sure, and I'd say that's the next step.
What's it like getting to share this with Luke?
Yeah, not only with Luke, but Jack too, and it's really special just having the same profession as my 2 brothers, and we do all the same things together now. And Lukey had a terrific year, and I think that, I didn't want to embarrass him, but I think that he can or should win a Norris at some point in his career. I think he's got that much talent and is that special, and everyone knows what a great player Jack is, and he's going to have a terrific year next year too.
So you got a family with 3 guys that are in the NHL. How is it deciphered that 2 of you were defensemen and one's a forward? Like, when did that?
I just think my father was a defenseman, and I think when I was young, I actually, of all people, Ryan McLeod, his father, Rich, was our coach, and Matt Strom just scored the winner in the AHL there, and it was all of us and Mackenzie Entwistle, and Rich was our coach, and we were missing a guy on defense, and I went back there and kind of fell in love with it and asked Rich if I could play D the next year, and I did. And then Jack was just always dominant and just stayed a center, and Luke wanted to take the same path as me.
Talk about the playoffs. You had some time to reflect and decompress. Like, was it harder than you thought? Like the games get harder. Like, what's your big takeaway from the spring?
It's a really good question, and honestly, I haven't, and I've had 5 weeks to think about it, but I haven't thought about it much just because I think it's really important to not think about hockey and regroup. And then as I head into the gym here and start working on my game, I'll start, assessing it more. But I would say just, I liked my game. I wasn't on the ice. I was on the ice for 2 goals in the Edmonton series. I would have liked to score and try to win a game for our team, which I didn't think I did. But it's all about growing and learning, and it's a little bit naive to think that we're, first time going in, we're going to win it. But hopefully next year, we get that opportunity and I can play my best.
How about tomorrow? You're going to announce the first 6 players for the about how cool it would be to wear that jersey and play against some of the best in the game, including the, likely the Hart Trophy winner?
Yeah, very special, and they haven't had a best on best in a couple years, and it's kind of the pinnacle of the sport. There's so many, the competitiveness, the skill level. It's the best hockey game you can get, with so much talent on the ice, and especially in today's day. But be a dream come true, and hope getting to know different guys around the league and stars around the league, and hopefully playing with a brother or two on one of those teams as well.
What do you think of McKinnon's on the way to just being a defenseman? What's it like facing him?
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, he's a fantastic player. His drive and his competitiveness, you can see it, and he never takes shifts off, and he plays 25 minutes, and you wonder how he does it. He's a special player, and you watch McDavid in the playoffs and how all the records he's breaking, and then also you got a guy like McKinnon in the league too. So the league's in a good spot.
As a player, how hard is it to know right? Like, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, coming down the stretch there, we at breakfast or whatnot or dinner, we talk about it as a group, and everyone had different opinions on who they thought should win Hart or 10 Lidsey, and that's what makes it such a unique year. There's so many great players, and that we're up there.
First NHL draft in Las Vegas starts tomorrow. How have you seen this grow as a hockey town?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Stanley Cup, winning, they got a great team here, and they've been to 2 Cup finals. The players love it here, and they're lucky to have the group that they do, and it's apparently a great place to play.
When did you expect winning this week like that?
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I had enough to worry about on my own plate, but I was just hoping that I was fortunate to win. But Kucherov had such a fantastic year. It's I think for me it was a toss-up, but both were worthy.
Talk about the debate. How much do the players talk about the Lindsay Award? Like, is there a lot of chatter?
I think it's just more chatter this year, I would say, just because of how tight the race was.
Demko doesn't win the Vezina, but certainly a Vezina-worthy season. Talk about his year for your team.
Yeah, I mean, Thatch is that's another thing going back to playoffs. I mean, Artie was fantastic and stepped up, but having a Thatcher Demko in net, he's a top 2-3 goalie in the world, and it's another level. But he had a fantastic year. Really looking forward to him getting healthy, and I think that he can, the way our team's playing, the way he's playing, and his mentality right now, I think there's a chance he can run that back.
You mentioned a lot, the front office is bringing a lot of guys back. Philip Roenick is your partner, just to see him back as a captain, just to know that they're keeping your defense partner. How does that mean to you, just as you're feeling towards the Canucks organization as a whole? Yeah, I mean, they've put me in a position to have success, and have really done everything they can to have success. And I know a couple summers ago they made it really important to find me a partner, and they did. And not only for me, but for the team, they know how important he is, and he's a great guy, and he wants to win. He's competitive. So. What does he do to help take your game to the next level? How is he a good partner for you?
I think we just read off each other really, really well. We control the game when we're playing our best. Give each other more looks and pucks. Yeah.
Look, it's a Stanley Cup champion.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.